My high school counselor told me I'd never amount to anything, so I framed all my rejection letters next to my Nobel Prize and mailed her a photo. Senior year of high school, I was called into Mrs. Phillips's office to discuss my college applications. She had this way of looking at you over her glasses like you were something stuck to the bottom of her shoe. She shuffled through my file with a smirk and said, "Well, Emily, I see you're applying to MIT, Stanford, and Caltech." I nodded, excited to talk about the applications I worked so hard on. I'd maintained a perfect GPA since freshman year, won the state science fair twice, and spent every summer interning at research labs. But Mrs. Phillips just sighed and closed my file, pushing it away like it was contaminated. "Emily," she said, "let's be realistic. You're from a small town with no connections. Your parents are teachers, not tech executives. Your science project was clever, but hardly revolutionary." I tried to interrupt to tell her about the research professor who wanted me to co-author a paper with him, but she held up her hand. "Let me save you the disappointment. Schools like that are looking for exceptional students, not just hardworking ones. You're simply not exceptional. You should focus on state schools. That's where you belong." I left her office feeling like someone had punched me in the stomach. I'd been dreaming about MIT since I was 12. Spite is a powerful motivator. I submitted those applications anyway, then added Princeton and Harvard out of pure defiance. The rejections came one after another, each one a paper cut to my confidence. I got waitlisted at MIT, then eventually rejected from there too. The only acceptance I received was from State University with a small scholarship. The day before graduation, Mrs. Phillips saw me in the hallway. She asked about my college plans with that same smug look, like she already knew the answer. When I told her State University, she nodded knowingly. "I told you so, didn't I? It's better to have realistic expectations than to set yourself up for disappointment." Something in me hardened that day. I decided I wasn't just going to prove her wrong, I was going to obliterate her assessment of me. State University turned out to be exactly what I needed. The physics department wasn't famous, but my professors actually had time for undergrads. I thrived there and found mentors who believed in me. By junior year, I was doing research that got attention far beyond campus. My quantum computing algorithm caught the eye of a visiting professor from MIT who invited me to apply to their PhD program. When I got the acceptance letter this time, I cried for an hour. During my PhD, I began working on the research that would eventually win me the Nobel my quantum entanglement breakthrough that revolutionized computing and secure communications. The New York Times called it the most significant advancement in quantum physics in decades. When the Nobel Committee called, I thought it was a prank. I was only 41, practically a baby in Nobel Prize years. The day after the ceremony in Stockholm, I dug through my old boxes and found every rejection letter. I'd saved them all, including the handwritten note from Mrs. Phillips telling me to accept my limitations. I framed them in a perfect circle around my Nobel Prize certificate, went to a professional photographer, and had a beautiful photo taken. I wrote a simple note to go with it. "Found my level. Thank you for your guidance. Dr. Emily Chen, Nobel laureate." A month later, I got a letter back. She'd retired years ago, but the school forwarded my package. Her note said, "I always knew you had potential. I'm so proud to have been your counselor." I laughed so hard I cried. Then I framed that letter too. It's hanging in my office at MIT, where I now run the quantum computing department. Not bad for someone who wasn't exceptional. Every time I give a graduation speech, I tell students not to let anyone define their potential, not even their teachers, especially not their teachers. The most dangerous voice is the one that tells you what you can't do. Some people will always try to shrink your dreams to match their expectations. Mine just happened to fit in a Nobel Prize frame.